Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, Kit Kat just made me sit here and wonder for a second where all those people were that asked me for directions. Where are they today? They never made it to their destination. Don't ask me for directions. Okay, Maria's back. Hi, Maria. All right, what is this trial about? I don't 100% know. Here's what I know. This is what I know because this is what his lawyer told us. His lawyer said his client was high AF. Higher than the Empire State. Drunk, flat drunk. And then he left Circle K and then he was driving home. I also know that he drives with his hands low on the steering wheel. He got a new gun, this kid, Tyler. So he reached out the window and he shot the gun like while he's driving, shot the gun like this. Boom, boom. That's what he said happened. And apparently there was a police car near him. So they thought that he was shooting at them. So the one officer emptied his clip into the back of his car while he was driving it. You can't say that. Don't worry about that. So I think it's attempted murder, but I don't know. Kelly will tell us. We'll figure it out. But it doesn't matter, Maria, because so far it's been like police officers and forensic scientists and blah, 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 testifying. We finally got Tyler on the stand yesterday. So now the trial begins. Okay? I hear it gets really good. People keep talking about it in other chats.
Talk one or each.
I'm going to make coffee. I'll be right back.
The other so that she can write everything down, okay? So, and where did he fire that? Were you aware?
Into the ground.
Okay. And did that scare you?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that kind of became like a game. Did you return the favor to him and do the same?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe that?
Well, we were riding around and he had his firearm close towards the cup holders, and I grabbed it and fired into the ground as well.
Okay. And you said it was in the cup holder and you fired into the ground. Was the vehicle in motion or was it stationary?
Yes, I was driving.
You were driving the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. And did you fire the gun with your right hand or left hand?
My right hand.
Okay. Can you demonstrate for the jury how you were driving and fired that firearm out of the window? Okay. So, and that's your right hand. Where's your left hand?
On the steering wheel.
Okay. When you hold the steering wheel when you drive, where do you typically hold it?
I hold it on the bottom low.
With like both hands usually?
Yes.
Okay. So when you demonstrated that for us right now, you're also holding it on the bottom with your left hand?
Yes, sir.
And then that leaves space for your right hand to come over the top.
Yes.
And then you had to hold your hand out the window and
Angled.
Angled. Okay. When you say angled where?
Pointing to the ground.
Okay. To shoot into the ground. Okay. And so you did that when you were driving. Is this at night or is this during the day?
This was at night.
Okay. And I mean, did that freak your friend out too?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are there any other instances where you fired any type of weapon not at a designated gun range in city limits?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Judge, I'm going to object to this line of questioning that was relevant.
And Judge, it's relevant under 404A, pertinent character trait, and just our fundamental right to rebut the state's theory of the case.
All right. Can I have parties approach?
Okay, you can answer, Tyler.
Yes, there were other instances.
Okay, can you describe the next one?
And this one would be one that I would do during a private sale of a firearm. The person wanted to make sure that it worked, that it was properly functioning, so I took the person by a railroad tracks and had them fire out my window.
Okay, what kind of gun was that?
It was a 22 long rifle.
Okay, so it was a rifle. Now firing at the railroad tracks, was that their idea or was that your idea?
It's my idea.
Okay. How did that individual seem to react to that? Were they kind of startled that you suggested it, or were they okay and went along with it?
No, they seemed very nervous and antsy.
But they still went along with it?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had an accidental discharge of a firearm?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Whenever I had got my very first handgun, I was dry fire practicing inside of my parents' house, and
It was his very first. It was premature. Leave him alone.
I negligently didn't check the chamber and fired inside of my parents' house.
Okay, so is the clip out of the gun
Yes.
and you thought that it wasn't loaded,
Yes.
but there was actually a round in the chamber?
Yes, there was.
Okay, and so when you fire it, you think that there's just all you're gonna hear is the click,
If I'm gonna expect them to do.
Sustain as to leading.
but what actually happened?
What actually happened is the gun went off and shot right through a window.
Okay, which window?
It was a window on the side of the house.
Which house?
My house, my parents' house.
And when you say your parents,
It's the one on Buckmore, the 4514 Buckmore.
4514 Buckmore, okay, where Joseph Gonzalez and Norma Gonzalez live?
Yes.
Okay, did they find out about that?
No.
So you didn't tell them?
No, I didn't.
Did they ever find the damage?
Yes.
And did you fess up and tell them what happened or no?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Scared of their reaction. I just
Wasn't me.
didn't want to give my father any more reasons to be disappointed in me.
Okay. Can you describe your relationship with alcohol in your teen years and your early 20s? I know you're only 25 right now, but in your teen years and early 20s.
I didn't drink much in my teen years, but as I became older, as I turned 20, I began to start drinking a lot, drinking every day,
You would drink every day.
every day.
Okay. So even after work, you would drink.
Yes, I would drink, and I would always drink myself to sleep.
Okay. Did you have a healthy relationship with alcohol?
Not whatsoever.
Okay. Did you say you abused alcohol?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Why did you feel the need that you needed to drink to excess?
I just didn't have good coping skills at that point. It was the only thing that would help me manage and regulate myself so I could go to work every day and just take care of the things that I needed to.
Okay. Like, would you also drink to have fun?
Yes.
Would
I
you?
would drink with my friends socially as well.
Okay. And if you had to like describe how you are as a drunk, how would you describe that?
Obnoxious, giddy, probably someone you could laugh at.
Okay. Obnoxious in like what way?
Loud.
Okay. And so is it fair to say that you would also drink when you were stressed?
Yes.
So whether you're happy or stressed, you would drink for both reasons.
Yes.
Also when you were excited?
Yes.
Okay. Has alcohol caused stress in your relationships?
Yes, it has.
Can you describe the type of stress that it's caused between you and Tatiana?
It's caused a lot of tension in our relationship whenever I wasn't able to slow down. I was going out to the bars every single night when she needed help with my child home.
Can you understand how that's a problem?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand how she could be upset with you?
Yes.
You think that's a healthy environment for a 2-3-year-old?
No.
Um, Was it more common that you would go home after your shift or more common that you would go out and party after your shift?
It was more common that I would go out,
That you would go out where and do what?
usually to bars.
Okay. Um. Okay, so in May of 2022, you're living where?
I'm living in my apartment at Oak Valley.
Okay. And you stated that Tatiana and your daughter lived with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell me about the vehicle situation with you and Tatiana.
My Nissan Sentra was actually stolen from me, and when I got it back, the transmission was in bad shape and it wasn't able to really get me to work and get me back. So I was using my father's car.
Okay. And was that Sentra the only car that you and Tatiana had?
Yes.
Okay, she didn't have her own separate car from you?
No.
Okay, so that was the one vehicle for the both of you?
Yes.
And okay, and your dad, you said you were borrowing his car?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what car was that?
That was the Nissan Rogue.
Okay. And how prior to the date of this incident, how long had you had that Rogue in your possession?
I had it for about 2 or 3 days.
Okay. And your dad wanted it back, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Did your dad need it back for a certain reason?
I believe so. I believe there was some kind of appointment he needed to meet to make. He's an architect.
Okay. Did your dad have another vehicle?
No.
Okay. So you understand how that would upset your father?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was he upset with you?
He was very upset.
Okay. Now, were you actually supposed to return that Nissan Rogue the day before May 21st, 2022, May 20th?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did you go out and party that night too?
Yes.
Okay. And so did you drop your dad's vehicle off then?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so on May 21st, 2022, you stated your dad's upset. Is he texting you?
Yes, he is.
What sorts of things is he texting you?
He was telling me I was just like my biological family.
Is that hurtful to you?
Yes.
Why?
My biological family is a lot of them are homeless and a lot of them are drug addicts.
Okay. And so that upset you a lot.
Yes.
Okay. And fair to say you were arguing back with your dad too.
Yes.
Okay. Did you give him back that white Nissan Rogue during the day or did you drive it to work?
I took it to work.
Okay. And now, at that period of time, when you have taken your vehicle to work, are you and Tatiana on good terms or are you arguing?
We're arguing.
What are you arguing about?
We're arguing about me staying out all night, me not coming home until they're already asleep.
Okay. So you have two people arguing with you.
Yes.
Are you texting them while you're at work?
Yes, I'm texting them both.
Are you getting in trouble because you're on your phone?
Yes, my coworkers do take notice.
Did anybody confront you about that?
Yes.
What did they tell you?
They told me to go stock the cooler in an effort to keep me focused on the job.
Okay. Now, did you make the decision to start drinking at work that day?
Yes, I did.
When and where and how did you go get alcohol while you're at work?
I told my coworker I was going to get food, and instead of going to get food, I went to go get alcohol.
Okay. Where did you go get alcohol?
From a liquor store on Thousand Oaks and Nacogdoches.
Okay. What did you buy?
I believe it was a pint of E&J.
Okay. Tyler. I'm going to show you what's been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 51. You recognize that?
Yes.
Can you read the type of liquor that is on this bottle?
E&J vanilla.
Okay. Is that the brandy, the type of brandy that you purchased at the liquor store on your break?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the bottle, one of the bottles that you purchased?
Yes.
Okay. And so you said that you did this while you told your coworkers that you were going to go get some food, right? But that was a lie.
Yes, it was.
And what time, more or less, and if you don't remember, that's okay, but more or less, what time did you go do this?
Had to be a couple hours after I got to work, so probably about 5 or 6.
Okay. And you go buy that bottle of liquor. How and where do you drink it?
I get one of the 44-ounce cups from the gas station, and I pour it in there, and also pour Coke, and I just leave that cup in my car.
Okay. And so you're drinking it out of that cup?
Yes.
Okay. Do you drink the full contents of the bottle?
Yes, I do.
You continue working.
Yes.
Does Tatiana get a notification that you've bought alcohol at work?
Yes, she does.
And does she confront you about that?
Yes, she starts getting very upset.
Telling you could be fired for drinking at work?
Yes.
And but you continue working, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Was that the only time you bought alcohol during that shift?
No.
Okay. When was the other time that happened?
No, I told my coworker I was going out for a cigarette break because I had smoked at that time, and I left and went to the liquor store again.
Okay. So you told your coworker that you were going to take a cigarette break, but you went to the same, was it the same liquor store?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of liquor did you buy at the liquor store?
It was the same thing.
Okay, so you just bought an identical bottle of what you had already drank earlier that day.
Yes.
Do you prepare it the same way?
Yes, I do.
Okay, in one of the gas station cups. Okay. And where are you drinking this one? Are you drinking it in the car? Are you drinking it?
I leave it in my car.
And so when you say you leave it in your car, are you just like chugging the whole thing? Or are you going out and like taking sips of it? Tell us how you drink it.
I'm taking big gulps of it whenever I do go outside to smoke.
Okay, so you're smoking cigarettes
Yes.
and you're taking smoke breaks while you're working,
Yes.
and then you just go out to your car and take sips of that.
Yes.
During your shift, do you get in contact with Harold Clements?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How did you know Harold Clements at this time?
He was my coworker from Murphy's.
Okay, so that's how you met. You two were coworkers at Murphy's.
Yes.
Would you go out and party sometimes with Harold?
Yes, I would.
Would you drink with Harold?
Yes.
Smoke marijuana with Harold?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously on May 21st, 2022, your dad is really on you about wanting his car back.
Yes.
You get in contact with Harold during your shift sometime.
Yes.
And what are you telling Harold?
I'm telling him that I need help taking my dad's car back, that I'll need a ride back to my place.
Okay. And so when is the end of your shift on May 21st, 2022?
It's around 10 o'clock.
Okay. Do you finish that second bottle of liquor while on the shift?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where do you go and what do you do next?
My coworker Maria, she did not have a vehicle, and I had offered her to give her a ride home whenever it got dark because it was a bad area. So I gave her a ride home, and then from there I go to a Circle K right by the Motel 6, and I buy more alcohol.
Okay. What kind of alcohol do you buy?
I buy 2 24-ounce beers.
What kind of beers?
There's
I think you should hold off on that one. I just think you should wait.
Sakey's, Salt and Lime.
Okay, so you buy two 24-ounce beers.
Yes,
Now, to be clear, is this the Circle K that you work at or a different Circle K?
this is a different one.
Okay. And so you buy the beers, where do you go to next?
I'm there in the parking lot for a while, having a hard time, but then eventually I meet up with my friend Harold.
Okay, when you say having a hard time, what do you mean? Describe that to us.
I'm just getting off of work and I just feel the pressure of everything of the whole day of everyone coming down on me. And I'm asking God to just change my life somehow, change it and make me change.
Okay. And so after that, where do you go?
Then I go to Harold's house.
Okay, and when you
or
say Harold's house,
apartment, yeah, or motel.
okay, and so may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Tyler, I'm gonna have you point out on this map. So when you say you were working at the at the Circle K, is there a Circle K? Is one of these yellow markings where your Circle K was?
Yes, this one right here.
Okay. And then so after you leave that, you give Maria a ride, right?
Yes,
And then you stated that you bought some beer and were having a
Yes.
hard time in a parking lot, right?
I don't, but people were talking about this case in other chats, and I heard what they said
yes, that was right over here.
about
Okay,
him.
so that Circle K was right over there, close to Harold's apartment
Yes,
or motel. Okay, so he was staying in a motel.
yes, he was.
Okay, and then where is Harold's motel?
It's right next to it,
Okay, and where's the apartment that you and Tatiana stay at?
right over here.
Okay, that's where you stay with your 3-year-old daughter.
Yes,
Okay, so you get to Harold's apartment and you have 2 beers, right?
yes.
What do you do at Harold's apartment?
At Harold's place, we just started smoking. That's what I usually did when I got off of work, smoking, and I was finishing my beers, and we were just talking. I believe we were talking about this new Top Gun movie that just came out, the Maverick one, and we were just making small talk about things like that.
Okay, so and when you say smoking, are you smoking cigarettes or marijuana?
Marijuana.
Okay. So what's the mood like when you're with Harold? Is it sad or is it like lighthearted?
It's lighthearted, the same as it usually always is.
Okay, so you weren't like using him as kind of like a de facto therapist for your problems or anything like that.
No, I wasn't.
So you weren't discussing all your issues with him.
No.
Okay, you were just kind of talking to distract yourself.
Yes.
And so do you finish those two 24-ounce beers?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And more or less, what time do you think you got to Harold's place?
I think it probably would have been about 11 or so.
Okay. And then you finish those beers. Do you drink anything else at Harold's that you know of?
Yes, he has more beer in the fridge that I drink.
Okay. And so you're there at Harold's place. You said drinking, smoking.
What chat?
Does it come up that you two want to go anywhere else?
Yes, Harold looks at me and tells me, hey, if you want to make last call, we better make it now. We better go now.
Okay. And so where did you two go?
We go to Two Rivers Tavern.
Okay. Can you show us on this map where
There's a chat here? Where's the
Two
chat?
Rivers Tavern is?
It's right here.
Okay, so you two go from his Motel 6 to the Two Rivers Tavern.
Yes.
Okay, do you know more or less around what time that you two left and then got to the Two Rivers Tavern?
We had to have left about 1 o'clock or so.
Okay, and then you do more drinking at the Two Rivers Tavern?
Yes.
Okay, have you been to Two Rivers previously?
Yes.
At that time, was it like one of your regular places or?
Yes, it was
Two
usually
Rivers,
where we
Not
went.
three.
Okay.
3 rivers.
Now, are you
One.
aware if Two Rivers engages in like 8-liner
Yes.
business? Okay. How do you know that?
Yeah, I've seen the blacked out suite next to the bar.
Okay.
I've seen it when the door opens, all the gambling machines in there.
Okay. And so you're drinking at Two Rivers. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a rum mints.
What are Rumplements?
It's this really strong liquor. It's like 50% alcohol
How are you drinking it? Are you taking shots? Are you mixing drinks?
in shots.
You're taking it in shots. What's the mood like with you and Harold at Two Rivers?
He
Is
got
it
a
kind of the
12
same
ounce
as his
Rumplemint.
apartment, or has it shifted in any way?
No, it's the same.
Okay. How would you describe your mood, his mood?
I mean, we're uplifted. It's fine. It's happy. It's easygoing. There's nothing serious being talked about, really.
Okay. And so how late do you believe that you stayed at the Two Rivers Tavern?
I think we stayed there probably all the way to last call, which has to be around closing 2 o'clock, 1:55.
Okay. So last call, did they do that right at 2, or did they do that a little bit beforehand?
Poor Judge Boyd, guys, trying to stay awake. She's trying so hard.
A little bit beforehand.
Okay. Did they give you a chance to buy a last drink?
Yes.
Did you buy a last drink?
Yes, I did.
And what did you buy?
I had gotten a double shot of Rumplements.
Okay. And now tell me how you two actually got to the Two Rivers Tavern. Did you both drive in the same vehicle? Did you drive separate vehicles?
We drove in separate cars
Okay. Why was that?
because I told him I needed to take my father's vehicle back.
Okay. Your father was upset with you for keeping it too long.
Does he live with his parents? Okay, I know he lives with his daughter and his girlfriend, but does he live in the same house with his parents? Because that would explain a lot. He's not paying any bills, but I don't know that.
Yes.
Okay. So you two separately drove to the Two Rivers Tavern.
Yes.
Both of your vehicles are in that parking lot.
Yes.
Okay. Now, after last call, you said you had a double shot of Rumplements. Do you know about how many shots of Rumplements you have? Or if you don't know, don't guess, but
I can't remember.
okay, but you know you were having multiple shots?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if you were wearing your glasses that night?
I can't remember.
Okay. Is it fair to say you were intoxicated?
Yes.
And then, so you said that you left, around what time do you and Harold walk out of the Two Rivers Tavern?
Probably about 1:50 or so.
Okay. And what do you do next? Do you take any smoke breaks? Do you do anything?
Yeah, we smoke a cigarette, and we get in our cars and agree to meet at my parents' house.
Okay. So you smoked a cigarette. Did Harold smoke a cigarette too?
Yes, he did.
And then where did you smoke the cigarettes? Just there in the parking lot?
Yes.
And so you get in your vehicle,
Yes.
and does Harold get in his vehicle?
Yes, he gets in his vehicle too.
Okay. Who leaves first?
I do.
Okay. So you leave first, and so you're trying to get to where?
I'm trying to get back to my parents' house.
Okay. Now this entire time, do you still have your firearm on you, or did you leave it anywhere?
I still have my firearm on me.
Okay. How did you carry your firearm when you were at work? Can you
I carried it appendix in the front of my waistband.
can you stand up and kind of demonstrate for the jury what you mean by that?
In the front of my waistband right here.
I mean, just would it be loose or would it be in a holster?
It would be in a holster.
So you'd have a holster that would go inside your pants,
Yes.
and then the firearm would go into that holster.
Yes.
So that gun was on you the entire time you were at the Circle K,
Yes.
and all throughout the time where you were with Harold.
Yes.
Okay. Now, were you even allowed to carry a firearm at Circle K?
Policy wise, no.
Okay. Did your coworkers know that you did anyways?
Yes, at Murphy's and Circle K.
Okay. Like who knew? Would it be like your fellow employees or bosses or?
Yes, my fellow employees, my coworkers.
Okay. And did you ever get in trouble for it?
No.
So nobody ratted you out or anything like that?
No.
Okay. But it was against company policy to do that.
Yes, it was.
But you decided to do it anyways.
Yes.
Why?
I decided it would be better to make sure I got home to my daughter than anything bad happening to me while I was at work.
Okay. And those previous incidents you discussed, did that kind of make you fear for your safety?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Circle K, Chevron, all those places. Yeah, I agree with that. He needs to carry a gun. He has to. They keep getting robbed and stuff.
Okay. And so you stated that you're the first one to leave the parking lot.
Yes.
What vehicle are you in?
I'm in my father's Nissan Rogue.
Okay. How would you describe the lighting that night?
It was very dark, stormy.
Okay. When you say stormy, was it raining or was it just
It wasn't raining.
okay?
It
Like
was just overcast.
okay. And you get any ideas while you're on the way back to your dad's place?
Yes, I do. I get a very impulsive idea thinking I'm not gonna have a vehicle, I'm not gonna be able to take my firearm to the range. So I think it'd be a good idea to shoot it.
Okay. Just like those other times you've done previously?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you.
He would have to explain the weather for other days first so that we understand that he
I'll show you
knows.
Defendant's
how
Exhibit
to.
75. Recognize this?
Yes.
Okay. Is this an overhead map that includes your dad's place?
Yes.
Okay. And when you left the two rivers, where do you turn? And not on this map. Just tell me where do you turn? You're getting out of the parking lot. Where do you turn?
I turned right onto O'Connor Road.
Okay, like right onto O'Connor or left?
Right.
Okay,
Right
you turn
onto-
right onto O'Connor. So there's a way to get out and you turn right onto O'Connor Road.
Yes.
Okay, so you're on O'Connor Road. Which way you're traveling? North or south?
North.
Okay. And now, so you're on O'Connor. How are you intending to get back to your father's home?
I'm intending to go through the Nacogdoches Light, on O'Connor Road and down Santa Gertrudis.
Okay. And then is that street actually outlet to another street?
Yes, it outlets to Higgins.
Okay. And you need Higgins to then get back to Bellcrest to then get back to your dad's place.
Yes.
Okay. Have you traveled that way previously
Yes.
to get back to your dad's place from O'Connor Road?
Yes.
I'm gonna also. Okay, Tyler. I'm gonna show you what I've marked as Defendant's Exhibit 81. So just take your time, take a look at these photos and let me know if you recognize them.
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you recognize these photos?
Yes.
Are they fair and accurate?
Yes.
Do they accurately depict what's in them?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I tender defendants exhibit 81 through 88 to the state and offer into evidence.
We did see his dad on the stand for a little bit, talking about how he, how he smokes weed with him a lot. That's about all I remember of the dad.
Objection.
All right, defense exhibits 81 through 88 is admitted without objection.
Tyler.
Good
in
job, Judge.
defendants
Good job.
exhibit, 81 and 82. Is this an intersection?
Yeah,
Or do at least streets intersect?
Yes.
Maybe it's not a four-way intersection, but do two streets meet each other?
yes.
What two streets are those?
Santa Group Treatise and O'Connor.
Okay, and you stated that you've previously driven this route before.
Yes,
Is there anything at the corner of Santa Gertrudis and O'Connor?
a church.
Okay, is there a sign for a church?
Yes,
Okay, what does that sign say in Defendant's Exhibit 82?
Christ Church, San Antonio, the gospel changes everything.
Judge, I published Defendant's Exhibit 81 and 82 to the jury.
Don't worry, he has his lawyer.
Now, Defendant's Exhibit 83, 84, and 85. Can you describe for us what's in these exhibits?
Yes, it's a big church infrastructure with another infrastructure in the back of it.
Okay, so it looks like we have like a big building and then a more of like a chapel building, is that correct?
Yes,
And there's a parking lot there too,
yes,
a parking lot that outlets onto Santa Gertrudis Street.
yes.
And Judge, if I could publish Defendant's Exhibits 83, 84, and 85 to the jury.
All right, that will be granted.
Now, in Defendant's Exhibit 86, is this just beyond those two structures you described?
Yes,
Okay, what do we see in Defendant's Exhibit 86?
a big open field.
Okay, and Defendant's Exhibit 87. What else do you see there beyond the parking lot?
Some more trees and forest.
Okay, and there's an open field there and trees and forest behind
Yes.
that. And in Defendant's Exhibit 87, when you're driving, if you take a left onto Santa Gertrudis from O'Connor, does this go uphill or downhill? If you're
It goes uphill.
okay, it goes uphill. And then now Defendant's Exhibit 88. What's in Defendant's Exhibit 88?
A lot of field and land and trees.
Is this the space behind the churches on Santa Gertrudis?
Yes,
Okay.
It went really well.
If I could publish Defendant's Exhibit 86, 87, and 88 to the jury.
Granted.
Now, Tyler, I know that you stated you got an idea to shoot your gun, correct?
yes,
Had you ever shot your firearm, that particular firearm, the Canic, prior to this date?
no, I did not.
Okay. Where were you intending to shoot your firearm?
Into the ground in a field.
Okay. And was it in those fields that was in Defendant's Exhibits that we just went over?
Yes,
Okay, just past that church?
yes,
Okay. So now describe for me your thought process. You're on O'Connor Road, correct?
yes.
Okay, and just in detail, step by step, tell me what you do next.
There's not a lot of action between my thought and me doing it. I decide that I want to shoot my gun, and I'm not gonna be able to go to the range, and my dad's probably not gonna let me use his vehicle because I didn't give it back to him when he told me to. So I immediately pull out my gun and I slow down because I think my turn's coming up while I'm cocking the firearm back because I didn't carry one in the chamber. Then I turn and roll down my window and I start firing into the ground. I fire 3 times and then my ears are still ringing.
Okay, so let's pause there. So you fired 3 times into the ground, and you say your ears just start ringing.
Yes,
Can you hear anything else at that point?
no.
What do you experience next?
I don't hear the gunshots, but I like feel getting hit, the car getting hit by gunshot rounds, and I freak out and try to drive away as fast as I can.
Do you have any idea who is shooting at you?
No, I don't see any lights. I don't see even any vehicles, no cars, nothing.
Did you see any police officers in that parking lot?
No, I did not.
Did you recognize any police vehicle in that parking lot?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you feel yourself getting hit, and you say you don't know who's shooting at you. What's going through your mind when you know you've been shot at, but you don't know who's shooting at you?
I just wanted to get away as fast as I could.
So you
Just trying to put the pedal to the metal, just put my pedal completely down to the floor and just get away.
okay, and so at a certain point, do you realize you're not where you thought you were?
Yes,
Okay, at what point do you realize that?
it's when I'm driving on the street and I'm coming up to a cul-de-sac.
Okay, and so what do you do?
I decide to go through the cul-de-sac, over the cul-de-sac to where I wanted to be on Higgins.
Why do you decide to do that?
Because I don't know who's.
Thank you,
shooting at me,
Eileen.
if
Thank
somebody's
you.
Chasing me, if somebody's coming after me. I just wanted to get back to my parents' house.
Okay. How intoxicated are you at this point, Tyler?
Extremely.
A marathon is $1 a
And you
minute.
understand how dangerous it is to
I mean,
to
$1 a
drive when
minute.
you're that intoxicated.
Yes, I do.
Okay, is that a good idea?
No, it's not.
So do you eventually make it back to your dad's place?
Yes, I do.
Okay, where do you park the vehicle? Do you park it in his driveway or on the street?
Just right in the driveway.
Okay. And then, so the plan was to have Harold meet you at your dad's place, correct?
Yes.
Does he get to your dad's house?
Yes, he does. He eventually makes it there.
Okay. Now, how does he pick you up? Does he pull into the driveway? Does he stay in the street?
No, he stayed by the street. He pulled near the mailbox.
Okay, he pulled near the mailbox. And where do you go? You just get into his car?
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, did you tell him at all, like what happened? What's your thought process?
I tell him that I can't go back to the apartment because I don't know if there's people following me or
What's your
who's
thought
shooting at me. I
process?
just told him that somebody shot at me. I didn't give him a location or anything like that. I just told him to take me back to his motel, and that's where we went.
Okay. So you get back to the motel, around what time?
Had to have been around 2:15 or so.
Okay. I mean, do you know for sure, or you just?
No, I cannot remember.
But you do go back to the Motel 6,
Yes,
the one that we pointed out previously.
yes,
Okay. And, okay, so you go into the motel room
yes,
and you fall asleep.
yes.
About what time do you wake up?
I woke up at about 6 o'clock, if I could remember correctly.
Okay. I mean, were you hungover? Were you still drunk?
Yes.
And so, what do you ask Harold?
Yeah, I wake him up and I tell him that I need to go back home.
Okay, are you aware of everything that's happened the night before and
No.
what the news says at this point?
No, I'm not aware.
Okay, so you just tell him I need to get back.
Yes,
And then, okay, so does he take you back to your apartment?
yes, he does take me back.
Around what time do you get back to your apartment?
It was probably around 6:30 or so.
Okay, in the morning?
Yes,
And then, when you get back, for Tatiana and your daughter, are they awake or asleep?
They're asleep.
Okay, and so what do you do?
No, I climb in bed next to them and I go to sleep too.
Okay. Now, what happens when you wake up?
I'm sleeping in bed and then my wife wakes me up and she's asking me about some article on the news where it says that police were shot at, and she's telling me the location, and I'm telling her there's no way, I was not there. And I eventually realized with everybody trying to call me with the detectives and everything, they're probably gonna take me in.
So there was a detective that was reaching out to you
Yes, sir.
on your phone? Okay, so
But she's not really his
at this
wife.
point, are you
He just
starting to
calls
build it
her
all
that.
together?
Yeah,
And then you're arrested, correct?
yes.
Okay. And then tell me also, Tyler, so when you're on the way back, um, from getting shot at, what do you do anything else with the firearm?
Yes, I make sure to take my clip out and then unrack the chamber that's in the round because I don't wanna get into some kind of crazy firefight or anything like that. I just wanna get away.
Okay, so you rack it, you take the clip out and then you eject one from the chamber.
Yes,
And so you've seen that there was a live round as well as a spent shell casing in the vehicle.
yes,
Is that live round probably the one that you ejected?
yes.
And so you said you ejected it, why?
Because I didn't wanna have anything in the chamber. I didn't wanna get into a firefight with anybody.
Okay. And so,
Again. Kelly,
and so
thank
you're
you.
telling Tatiana that
Thank you
like,
so much,
couldn't have been me,
Kelly.
I didn't shoot at police, correct?
Yes,
And then you're texting with Harold too, correct?
yes.
And is he almost like confronting you?
Yeah, he's saying that there was an article about me shooting at the police, and I was texting him back telling him I didn't shoot at the fucking cops.
Okay. But prior to that, he said, he was saying something to the effect of, Tyler, you didn't tell me you shot at cops.
Yeah,
And then, is that how you responded?
yes, that is how I responded.
Okay, saying, Harold, I didn't shoot at the fucking cops.
Yes,
Okay. And so you're taken into custody,
yes,
correct? And you're taken to downtown to the police station to give a statement.
yes.
Now you've seen the video. Were you wearing your glasses in that video?
No, I was not.
Do you wear contacts, Tyler?
No, I don't wear contacts.
You always wear glasses?
I've always worn glasses.
Okay. Why don't you wear contacts?
I wore contacts when I played sports when I was younger, but I slept with them while in my eyes, and now they don't. They cause a lot of irritation in my eyes now, so I don't use them.
Okay, so you've slept with them.
Yes,
Fair to say, if you're in that party lifestyle, you might fall asleep with contacts in and have them irritate your eyes.
yes,
Okay, and so you get downtown and you lie to Detective Tudor.
yes.
Okay.
Defense attorney, can you please point out again how he does a lot of drugs, please? Just make sure you keep hammering that home.
Is that a good decision?
No,
You essentially just act like you weren't even in the area, didn't fire any shots. You have no idea what he's talking about, right?
yes.
Why'd you do that?
I just thought playing dumb and separating myself from the situation might be able to get me out of those cuffs. I don't know why.
Okay. Did you feel like if you told your story that they would believe you?
No,
Okay. So you just, in your mind, you thought if I just try to act like I'm not at the scene, maybe they won't take me in.
Yeah.
You see in that video that you're concerned about getting to work, right?
yes,
That you're saying, hey, can I text my boss?
yes,
Were you worried about your work at that time?
yes. I was the only one working and paying the rent for my apartment, so it was a livelihood for me and my family.
Did you think that you were going to be able to go back to work that day?
For some reason, I did.
Okay. And now that you're here and you have this trial, does that kind of seem silly in retrospect?
Yes, very silly.
Okay. Tyler, do you have anything against police officers?
No, not at all.
Do you think the police should be defunded?
No, I don't.
Why not?
And because I feel like a lot of police officers, there are a lot of good police officers, and a lot of them do leave their families to protect other people.
Okay. Now you heard Officer Hymas testify, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You heard him talk about how he felt that night,
Yes,
what was going through his head,
yes,
how he was thinking about his wife and his daughter, and how his wife was pregnant, right?
yes.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel really, really bad. I'm a father myself, and if I got a chance to tell him, I would tell him that I'm so sorry for scaring him that way and putting him in fear of his life.
Okay. Do you have any animosity to the fact that he fired at you that night?
Not whatsoever. I don't blame his reaction at all.
Have you ever wanted to harm a police officer in any way?
No, not at all.
Now, Tyler, I'm gonna, may I approach, Judge?
Yes,
Now, you said that, don't agree with that whole slogan of defunding the police, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember when that came about?
Yes.
That has to relevant.
what is the relevancy?
For a judge and our fundamental right to rebut the state's theory of the case.
All right, you can ask the question.
You can answer, Tyler. I think I said, do you remember the current events that were going on when that slogan came about?
Yes, it was around the time that the George Floyd incident happened.
Okay. And were there different people that you saw on social media saying things against the police?
Yes, there was a lot of people saying that they should defund the police.
Now, did you make any sort of post in response to that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, just off the top of your head, more or less, what did you post?
No, I was saying there was no reason to talk about how bad people are in doing their job, especially if you don't do anything like their job. I was saying that there was still good police officers.
Okay. Now, Tyler, I'm going to show you what I've marked as, or what I'm going to mark as Defendant's Exhibit 89. All right. Defendant's Exhibit 89, 90, and 91. Okay. Do you recognize Defendant's Exhibits 89 and 90?
Yes,
What is this? What are we seeing?
it's my Facebook profile.
Okay.
There are almost 100 exhibits. What? Wait.
And in this Facebook profile, does it say married to Tatiana Martinez?
Yes,
Does it say lives in San Antonio?
yes,
It says from San Antonio.
yes.
And what's the name on that Facebook profile?
No, Shaggy Serious.
And then does it have in a parentheses something?
Yes,
What's in parentheses?
Tyler Ashford.
That's you, right?
Yes,
And then what date of birth is associated with that Facebook profile?
January.
Okay. And then Defendant's Exhibit 91. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of that Facebook post that you were discussing?
Yes,
What date did you make that Facebook post?
June 16th, 2020.
Okay. And what do you say? What do you state in that Facebook post?
I say OTFC.
What does that say? What does that mean? For
which
those of us
means
that aren't hip with the slang. So what does OTFC mean?
on the fucking cool.
Okay. And then keep going.
If you don't have a gun on your hip every time you walk into work, then STF you about what cops are supposed to do and not do. There are good ones and bad ones. You're shitting on all of the fucking great, hardworking MFs out here who leave their family to protect yours.
You made that post?
Yes,
What's the date on that post?
June 16th, 2020.
Okay. So that's about 2 years prior to the incident and brought you here to court, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, at this time, I would tender defendants exhibit 89 through 91 to the state and offer an evidence.
Objection.
All right, state's exhibits 89, 90, and 91 are admitted.
Defendants, Judge.
I'm sorry, defense exhibits 89, 90, and 91 are admitted without objection.
May I publish them to the jury?
Yes.
Okay, Tyler. Has your stance changed since that post?
No, it has not.
Obviously, police thought they were shooting, or correct that. So police thought that they were being shot at, correct? In this case,
Because they were being shot.
and they shot at you.
Yes,
Do you still believe what you wrote in that post?
yes, I did.
Okay. What lessons have you learned from this whole case, Tyler?
I'm gonna object, Mr. Rosen.
Sustained.
Okay, Tyler. Now you stated that you don't know if you're wearing the glasses at night, right?
Yes,
Is that due to your level of intoxication?
yes, that is.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 38. You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Is that the floorboard of the white Nissan Rogue?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What do you notice on the bottom of your mat?
One of my glasses was my broken glasses.
Okay. Is that your? Do you believe that that is your broken glass lens?
Yes,
Is it more or less the same shape of the glasses you're wearing now?
yes, it is.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, can I have parties approach?
Through MRT, I'm ahead on my payments for
On a t-shirt. And it said Pickle Rick. And I'm like, Pickle Rick? And he and I knew. You don't know about Pickle Rick? Rick and Morty.
Oh, didn't watch Rick and Morty. I never got into it.
Oh, you should.
So
And if you could just give us a moment to set up, Judge.
Sure. And if you'll make sure you put on the microphone clip, please. Just give us 2 minutes. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 10004 State versus Tyler Ashball. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway and Jason Garringham for the state of Texas.
Nathaniel Navy and William Salazar for Mr. Ashball.
And are both parties ready to proceed?
The state's ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Judge.
All right, Deputy Laura, if you could have the jurors come in, please.
All rise for the jury.
Judge's microphone's not working. All right, we'll have to see why that isn't. There may be, I don't know if something was coming off up here. Deputy Laura. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, everyone, please be seated. We're good? Oh, yes, we are. Thank you. All right, you're still under oath. All right, states you may proceed.
Your Honor. Mr. Ashwell, from what I gathered from your testimony yesterday was, during this time in May 2022, you weren't really being that great of a human being during that time. Would you agree with me?
Yes, I would.
Okay. And so in speaking about your relationship with your father during this time, it was kind of a rocky time in y'all's relationship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because he's providing you his motor vehicle, and you're feeling like he's not really doing enough to help you at 22 years old. Is that fair to say?
At that point in time, yes, it was.
Okay. And your father, at that point in time, he was expressing to you that he wanted to see you and your daughter more. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and that was causing some friction in y'all's relationship, right?
Yes, it
And
was.
so now you can understand the context of why he was saying the things that he was saying back then that upset you, right?
No, as a father, I still wouldn't say those things to my son.
Okay. And so you are saying that he was calling you by your biological mother's name, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and so that's what really upset you.
yes, it had.
Okay, but your father at that time, he felt like you were using him. You would agree with me, right?
Yes, he did feel that way.
Okay, because you're taking his motor vehicle for a period of time, right? He's asking you to return it, right?
Yes, he did ask me to return it.
And you're not complying with that, right?
Yes,
Okay. And so yesterday you said that you had the motor vehicle for about 2 or 3 days. Is that what you said yesterday?
yes, I believe so.
Okay, but I guess I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 65. If you could just take a look at this for me. And does this appear to be the text messages between you and your father?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And so if we look at these text messages in conjunction with your father's testimony, during this time in 2022, you stated that your motor vehicle, the Sentra, that was your vehicle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you stated that the transmission was out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so during this time in 2022, your dad had actually given you money to get the transmission fixed, right?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, can you go ahead and refresh your memory as to that?
He's referring to just giving me money in general, as in gas money and things like that.
Okay. Did you tell him that you were going to use that money to fix the car?
No,
But that's what he's saying, that you told him.
Judge, I'm going to object that the question contains hearsay.
The objection to hearsay as to what the father says, that will be sustained.
Okay. So you're saying that, he gave you money for other things,
Yes, ma'am.
but your dad could have a different view of that.
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Now moving on. Your dad asked you for the vehicle back.
Objection, the question contains hearsay.
That would be overruled.
On May 14th, 2022, did your father ask you for his motor vehicle back?
He said, "Where is my car?"
Okay. And did you take it back to him on that day?
No, I didn't.
And then again, on May 16th, 2022, did your dad ask you for the vehicle back?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
You can answer.
He was asking me when I was gonna be returning his car.
Okay, and did you tell him when you were gonna return it?
No, I just told him I wasn't feeling well.
Okay. And then again, on May 18th, 2022, was your dad letting you know that he wanted the car back? I can unflip it. Hold on.
Yes, he was.
Okay. And then again, on May 20th, did your dad ask you for the car back?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and did you take it back on May 20th?
No, I did not.
Okay, and so if you had the car from May 14th until May 21st, that means the vehicle was in your possession for about 8 days. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And so then you decided to take the motor vehicle back on the early morning of May 22nd, 2022, right?
yes,
Okay, and that's after you are saying that you and Harold were at the Two Taverns or Two Rivers Tavern?
yes,
Okay, and so if I'm understanding correctly, while you were at your employment at Circle K, you took one break to go buy one bottle of brandy, is that correct?
no, I had taken
Guys.
2 breaks and got the 2.
I'm gonna get there, but, okay, so you leave and go get one, you take one break and go get it,
Yes,
one bottle, right?
Yes.
And then you leave again and go get another bottle, right?
yes, ma'am.
And so it's your testimony that you were drinking these two, it was brandy bottles, right?
Yes,
Okay, out of a Circle K styrofoam cup.
yes,
Okay, and so then after that, you get in your motor vehicle and you go drop Maria off, is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
And then after you drop Maria off, you go and you're in the parking lot, of the Circle K located by the Motel 6, is that right?
Yes, it was at the intersection of O'Connor and Mooresbach, I believe.
Okay, and so then after you're there for a while, is that when you're saying you went to Harold's motel?
After I had gotten the beer, I was in the parking lot for a while, yes. I was
Okay. I forgot that. Okay, so while you were in the parking lot, you obtained the 2 Dos Equis beers, and then you consumed both of those before going to Harold's?
I believe I opened one of them up, but no, I didn't.
Okay, so then when did you drink the rest of them?
Yeah, in Harold's Motel.
Okay, and then while you're in Harold's motel, then, is he drinking as well?
No, he wasn't drinking at his motel.
Okay, but y'all are both smoking marijuana.
Yes,
Okay, and so then at this point, how would you rate your intoxication on a scale from 1 to 10?
Objection calls for speculation.
It's-
Overruled.
I can't really recall, that was many years ago, and by the alcohol, the intoxication that I did get that night blurs my memory, I'm unable to recall.
Okay, And so after you consume the 2 beers and smoke the marijuana with Carol there, that's when y'all decide to go to the 2 River Taverns.
Yes, he mentioned to me that last call was going to be soon.
Okay, and so then you guys get to 2 Rivers, and then how many drinks did you consume there?
I cannot remember. It was a lot.
Okay, well. Do you remember what you were drinking?
Yes, it was Romans.
Okay, and so yesterday so you're saying that you can't recall the exact number of drinks that you had.
Not the exact number, but I can give an estimation if you like.
Well, I don't want you to speculate, so we'll just move on. So then. What's going on while y'all are at the 2 Rivers Tavern? What are you and Harold doing?
We're actually talking to the bartender. The bartender was going from just serving people at the bar, having conversations with them.
Okay. And were you having conversations with the bartender?
Yes, I was.
What were y'all talking about?
I can't remember, but I know we were laughing.
Okay. And were you and Harold having conversations at this time?
He was a part of the conversation, but I don't think he was adding much to it.
Okay. And then so after y'all are done there, then you decide to go drop off your dad's motor vehicle at the Buckhorn residence, right?
Yes,
Okay. And so is your testimony that you were, at 2 Rivers, would you be able to rate yourself on a scale of how intoxicated you were after leaving 2 Rivers?
no,
And why is that?
because I can't recall. It was too long of a time ago, about 3 years, 3 years ago.
Okay, and then earlier you said that your intoxication adds to your lapse in memory.
Yes, as well as the time.
Okay. And so when you leave the 2 Rivers Tavern, are you driving down O'Connor Road?
Yes, I am driving north on O'Connor.
And so yesterday it was your testimony that you, while on O'Connor Road, you had this impulsive idea to shoot the firearm.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And you would agree with me, it wasn't that impulsive because you texted Tatiana at 1:34, shoot out tonight, right?
I would not agree with you. That was an emotional manipulation tactic on my part. I was trying to get her to answer. I was calling her phone frequently and she was not answering the phone, but I knew she was asleep. I would do things like that, say that I got into a car accident or things like that to try to get her to answer.
Well, let's take a look at that. So I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 122. Can you take a look at this for me?
Yes.
For every one you drop off, you have to pick up 2. That's the truth, CJ.
Okay. Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of you and Tatiana's text messages that night?
Yes.
Okay, and so if we look at the State's Exhibit, your messages are in the green and Tatiana's messages are in the blue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so if I start counting from 1:37 a.m., Tatiana texts you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times before you respond to her. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And then you respond to her one time and then she texts you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times, going to 1:33 a.m. Is that fair to say?
Yes, she
And
was
then-
very angry.
Okay. And then,
Hi, Crystal.
you are communicating with her at 1:33. And then Tatiana texts you at 1:33 a.m. 1, 2, 3 times, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then at 1:34, you text her something back, correct?
yes,
And then she texts you a message at 1:34 a.m., correct?
yes,
And then your response to her was shoot out tonight, please fuck.
yes. She was very angry and not answering her phone calls. I was trying to get her to pick up the phone and also trying to get her to be more worried about me and not as angry at me for not being home, if that makes sense.
Okay, but in these text messages, she's telling you that you need to get home. And in your interview with Detective Tudor, you said that your phone was only able to send text messages. Do you recall that?
I don't remember, no.
Okay. And then will you go ahead out and look at State's Exhibit 124 for me? Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the text message that you sent Tatiana?
Yes,
At this time, the state offers State's Exhibit 124 into evidence and tenders to defense for inspection.
Approach it.
Yes. Oh, just a moment.
I want to see her scream right here and yell at him. Nope, she doesn't. She's being nice.
Number 124 is admitted.
And do you would agree with me that the word or shootout, the meaning of that is gunfire exchange between two people, right?
yes,
Right. Okay. And so that was a text that was sent by you at 1:34 a.m. So that's approximately 30 minutes before the shooting that was yours for today, right?
yes,
And so you're leaving the Two River Taverns and going down O'Connor, right?
yes.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up right now.
And you had your headlights on, correct?
Yes, I can remember.
You said you do remember?
If I could remember correctly, yes.
So I'm gonna ask you to watch this video that's been entered into evidence. If you can't see it on the screen directly in front of you, feel free to look at the video behind you. Okay? Okay, and so we can see headlights illuminating O'Connor Road right there, right?
I can't really see that well.
Do you want to step down or?
It's my eyes. It doesn't matter where I step. It's gonna give me a hard time. I'm not gonna be able to see it. I don't see any headlights. No, I don't.
Okay, how about now?
Thank you, Fozzie. If I can find the good content, yes. 3.
Just stand right there, I'm gonna replay
11 a.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m.
it for you. Okay, so you see how it's dark
Thank you,
right there,
Fuzzy.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now can you see light illuminating on Connor Road?
Yes.
Okay, that would be your motor vehicle that you were driving on 5/22/22, right?
Yes.
All right. And so we see you make this left turn into the parking lot. And your vehicle kind of slows if you look at the state exhibit.
Yes.
Okay. So your vehicle kind of slows down right there, right? Okay, is that the point where you were testifying yesterday that you were taking the motor vehicle or the handgun out?
Then I testified that I was charging the handgun. Yes.
And by charging, you mean
Yes.
locking it?
I was looking down into my lap. Yes.
Okay.
Charging.
And so at what point did you say that you slowed down to take the handgun out of your waistband?
I was pulling it out and I looked down. That's why I was slowing down on the turn because I looked up and thought that it was my turn.
Okay, so right here is where you're slowing down, taking the firearm out and,
I would say I took it out a little bit beforehand. And when I'm slowing down is when I'm looking down, trying to mess with it, charge it.
and so your headlights are on. We see that clearly in the state's exhibit, right?
Yes.
Okay, and at this point, when you straighten out, you would have a clear view of the parking lot, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if you look at the state's exhibit, can you tell me what this is right here?
That is a parking lot light.
Okay, and what about right here?
I don't see where your cursor is, but I'm sure it's a light. There it is. Yes.
And then right here,
Another light.
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 and then right here.
Another light.
And then there's also some lights in the carport over here, right?
Yes.
And then lights affixed to the building to immediately to the left of the police vehicle, right?
I can't see them. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they're, if you're saying they're there, I believe you.
Okay. And so then at this moment, after you pull your firearm out and rack it, you accelerate on high speed, right? You accelerate on high speed,
I was already driving fast. Yes, I was just driving fast, period.
okay, but from after slowing down, you
Yes.
accelerate again, right?
Other times, yes.
Okay, and then discharge the firearm, right?
I wouldn't say right there, but yes, I do discharge my firearm.
Okay, no, I'm not saying right there, but I'm saying after you start accelerating, that's when you.
Yes.
Okay. And, you heard the testimony of, Officer Hymas, correct?
Yes, I did.
And, with your headlights being on, you heard testimony from multiple witnesses that the vehicle has the reflective decals on it, right?
The small SAPD on the grill guard, yes.
Okay, and then the rest of the vehicle also have reflective.
On the drive, yes.
Right?
On the
And so at some point, your headlights would have reflected off of the SAPD, right?
The tiny letters, yes.
Okay, and so you would have seen the vehicle at that point, right?
No, ma'am. I didn't see any vehicles, even the truck that was apparently parked in the handicap spot. I didn't see any vehicles in that parking lot.
And why is that?
I was very intoxicated. I have very poor eyesight, and I can't remember if I had my glasses or not.
Okay,
They
and
were
why do
very
you
burning at the
remember?
time. They were taped halfway through the lens, so I didn't have any peripheral vision
And why can't you remember if you were wearing your glasses or not?
because I was intoxicated, and it was a very long time ago.
Okay, so do you understand that? And let me just go back a little bit. So when you're drinking, this is the choice that you made, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
want it to get intoxicated, right?
I wasn't planning on getting intoxicated. I just wanted to have a good time.
Okay, but you were the one that
Yeah.
decided to continue drinking that.
Yes.
Nobody forced you to do
No.
that. And so you understand that voluntary intoxication is not a defense to this offense and to attack.
Yeah.
Objection calls for a legal conclusion from a lay witness.
All right, that objection will be sustained.
But it's your testimony that you can't remember a lot of the details that night because you were so intoxicated.
The minute specific details, I can remember what happened that night, and what was going through my mind.
So you conveniently can remember that you didn't see people there and that you didn't.
Understand that I wasn't blacked out, that I can't remember things.
Can you please wait until she finishes asking the question?
Okay, so you are saying that you're so intoxicated that you can't remember if you were wearing your glasses, you can't remember what was discussed, you can't remember a lot of details, but you can conveniently remember that you didn't see any motor vehicles in the parking lot, right? You can remember that. You weren't too intoxicated to remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that you didn't realize that they were police officers, not too intoxicated to remember that,
Yes, ma'am.
but too intoxicated to know where you were, what you were saying, and a lot of details about what you were doing.
I knew what I was saying, I just can't tell you specific jokes that we were laughing about at the bar, ma'am.
Okay, but
I
earlier
can't
you said,
remember things.
I can't remember because I was just very intoxicated.
I also said that it's been a very long time ago. I can't remember the specific details of each and every conversation I had between people.
And you heard the testimony of Officer Hyman. Let me back up. It was your desire that night to discharge the firearm, right? That's what you wanted to do.
I wanted to go to the range. I've been expressing to my wife multiple times, not just that night, but previously, that I've been desiring to go to the range.
Okay, but you knew that you were not a gun range there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And your intent that night was to discharge the firearm because according to you, you weren't gonna have a car to go to the gun range.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you intentionally made the decision to rack the firearm and pop some shots off, right?
Yes,
That's what you wanted to do.
yes, I did want to shoot my gun, that's right.
Yeah, you did. And you knew that if you're driving, even if it would have to occur the way that you say you wanted it to, which that you were traveling down Santa Gertrudis, which is a residential street, right?
Yes, it is.
That there is a big risk that there could be somebody traveling down that street, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you disregarded that risk, didn't you?
I was very inconsiderate, yes.
Yes. Now you heard the testimony of Officer Hines, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so his testimony was that he saw the muzzle flash about 30 to 40 feet in front of his patrol vehicle, right?
Yes, he did say that.
And you would agree with me that his perception is probably correct, right?
No, perception and perspective can be different between each and every person involved in any such scenario.
Okay, so you're saying that his perception was incorrect and
Yeah.
yours was correct?
I can tell you what I was doing and what my intent is to doing, and you can make your own perspective based on that.
Anything. I'm looking at the evidence in this case, and what the evidence suggests is that his perception is correct because he wasn't intoxicated and you were.
I'm gonna object to argumentative testifying.
All right, that objection will be sustained.
So what is your approximation of how many feet you were away from the vehicle when you decided to fire?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled.
I would say at least 100
So you can remember that. You weren't.
from the videos. I'm saying it in reference to the videos that I've gone over with my attorney.
Okay, and so you saw in the state exhibit exactly where the muzzle flashes, correct?
I couldn't really make it out.
Okay, so then how can you know that you were 100 feet away? Are you relying on your memory or the video?
No, I'm relying on my attorney. We've gone over the videos and we've also taken measurements ourselves.
So your testimony is you're relying on what your attorney has for.
Judge, I'm gonna object at this point.
That's what you just said.
Well, it goes to attorney-client privilege. She's asking about things that we've discussed at this point.
It's not confidential.
And she's continuing to ask, Judge.
All right, so everyone, if you have a seat, and you all can make your objections seated, it makes it easier for the court reporter
Sorry,
to
just
hear.
muscle memory. Yeah.
No problem, I understand. All right, State, you can ask that last question.
So your testimony, just one question to go back, you're relying on what your attorney.
No, I'm relying on the videos that I've gone over with my attorney.
The video that you just stated you couldn't see one of the flashing,
Yes, that video.
so not remembering,
No,
because you were too intoxicated to remember exactly, right?
to remember the exactly distance and how many feet, yes.
Okay. And Officer Hymas returns fire at you, right? We've established that.
Yes, yes.
And so you testified that you purchased this motor or this handgun for, I guess, self-defense, right?
For work purposes, yes.
Okay, and that's because at work, somebody told you that they had a handgun when they were, stealing items from the Circle K?
Yes, as well as other instances.
Okay, and did that make you feel threatened
Yes,
enough to go purchase a firearm?
yes.
Okay. And, at this time, during your testimony, you said you didn't know who was firing at you or what was happening, because you couldn't even hear really, you just felt the impact of the bullets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at this time, this gun that you purchased to protect yourself, you decide it's perfect time to just put it away.
It's the perfect time to get away. To
Okay, and so you don't return it.
separate myself from whoever's trying to attack me. That's the first thing you always do is run. Don't try to fight back.
Okay, but you purchased the firearm for self-defense, right?
Yes,
Okay, and so you chose, in your head, what you're asking the jury to believe is that you believed at the time that you were being fired upon unsolicited, right?
yes.
Okay, and you decide not to protect yourself and return fire.
Not when the option to get away was there, yes.
Okay, and so it was your testimony yesterday that you didn't realize where you were until you came off of the drop off from Bucharest to Higgins, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but if we look at. Just thinking. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if we look at defendant's exhibit number 1. Sandra Bertrudez is 2 streets over from the church, correct? 1,
Yes,
2.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Sandra Bertrudez is a street that goes straight through to Higgins, you said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so. How, you said that you lived in that area of town since you were 7 years old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're pretty familiar with the area, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so you would have realized that when you get to this curve right here, that you're not really where you think you are, right?
That's not when I realized.
You would have realized, right?
No, more than I would have realized. I did not realize where I
Okay,
was.
so why did you not realize that if you know that Sandra Bertrudez is a straight street and you're clearly curving?
I had just been shot at and I was under very stressful circumstances. I was also intoxicated.
Okay, so too intoxicated to realize where you were at that point.
At that point in time, yes, ma'am.
And so then you get onto Viewcraft and then go off the drop off, right?
Yes.
And then you said that you unloaded your gun. At what point in time did you do this?
I did it whenever I made it back to my parents' house.
Okay. And you said that you did this because you didn't want to get a gun exchange with anyone?
That's correct.
Okay, and so then when did you reload the vehicle, or the pistol, because you're aware that the CSI found it loaded with a one in the chamber, right?
Yes, ma'am. I unloaded it with the clip out, so the clips still stay loaded. And then I took the bullet out and put it onto the floor. And then I put the magazine back in, the magazine had stayed loaded. And then once the morning had came, I believe I had racked one and put one in the chamber because that's how I carried it on my person.
And then if we talk about Santa Gertrudis, right? And we see here. It's a residential street, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm showing you defendant's exhibit number 81. Which you testified or is a fair and accurate depiction of the location. And then state exhibit number 82. I mean defendant's exhibit, excuse me. And then defendant's exhibit number 83. Do you see any lights or light poles in this exhibit?
No, I do not.
What about in defendant's exhibit number 84?
No, it's also not nighttime, so I wouldn't be able to see them.
What about defendant's exhibit 85?
No, it's also not nighttime.
These are your exhibits, so
Yes.
you can tell me what you are viewing in the exhibit currently, okay?
Okay.
Do you see a light pole in defendant's exhibit number 86?
Yes, I do.
Are there lights on it, or is it a utility pole?
It looks like there's lights on it.
And what about the utility poles in defendant's exhibit number 87?
What about them?
Do you see lights on poles?
No, no.
And what about in defendant's exhibit number 88?
I'm not sure if that's a pole with a light on it. It's daytime, but it could be. But other than that, no, I see no lights.
Okay. And so Santa Gertrudis at nighttime traveling down, it would have been a substantially darker area than the church parking lot where you turn down, right? Because there's no
I wouldn't
lights.
say any more substantially. It was nighttime. It was just dark.
How would it not be substantially? There are no lights on Santa Gertrudis Street and there's ambient parking lighting.
Objection, facts and evidence, Judge. Mr. Ashbaugh stated he thought he saw some lights and wasn't sure. And so the prosecution is just entering facts. That's her own opinion.
Oh, overruled.
It was just nighttime, and my vision is really poor. The astigmatism affects it specifically at night.
Okay, well, that's interesting because astigmatism actually makes objects appear brighter than they are, right?
No, ma'am, they give you glare in your vision when it comes to lights.
May I approach, Judge?
What are y'all approaching for?
Why bother asking, sir? You just ran right up there. I need more coffee. Be right back.
Okay, can you take a look at state's exhibit number 25 for me?
Yes.
Okay, and is this a fair and accurate depiction of normal vision? And is this a fair and accurate depiction of how you would see with astigmatism as you've explained it makes the glare?
Astigmatism is the curvature of the eye, so all of them are different, but yes, it is an accurate depiction.
Okay, so you would see the lights like this, like,
Glare, yes.
okay. At this time, the state offers state's exhibit number 125.
No objection.
All right, state's exhibit number 125 is admitted.
Okay, and so if we look at the right side of state's exhibit number 125, that is what somebody with normal vision would see, correct?
Yes,
But if you look at the left side regarding the stigmatism, lights are glared, right?
yes, lights are clear.
Okay, and so that's what you're saying that you see at night, glaring lights,
Yes.
but just not in the parking
Just
lot. of the church.
difficulty seeing in general during the dark.
But so you would see glared lights, but just not in the parking lot of the church, right? That's what you're asking us to
I
do.
didn't see lights. I didn't see any vehicles.
Well, why didn't you see the vehicle?
I've told you I was intoxicated. I didn't have my glasses, or that I can remember. I could not see anyone in that parking lot.
Now, looking at defendant's exhibit number 1, okay? If you look right here on Santa Gertrudis, there's 2 church buildings, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then immediately after that is kids playground, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then after that is another building, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then when the open field starts, that open field is actually encaptured by metal fencing, right?
Not that I know of.
This right here. And
Well,
defendant's exhibit number
Eileen
87,
is,
what does that appear to be to? There's metal fencing
Fencing.
here and here, right?
Yes,
Okay, and the playground is located behind here, right?
I believe so.
Okay, and so even if you were traveling down, or if it was how you asked the jury to believe you, that you believe that you're traveling down Santa Gertrudis, there's a risk that you would have fired into the church building, right?
No, ma'am,
How not?
because I was shooting into the ground. You shoot into the ground, it's not gonna hit a building or anything on the sides. When it goes into the ground, it just goes into the ground and bounces off.
Okay, so you're aware that bullets can ricochet, right?
Yes,
So
I,
there's no way that you can guarantee to this jury that the bullet is not going to hit something, right?
no, I
Cause
can't.
you don't know that, do you?
No, I do not.
And then I'll just ask that the witness be given a chance to respond before he's being talked over.
All right. So parties, just make sure you wait for the question to be finished, then you can answer and wait for the answer. Right.
So there's a risk that you disregarded, that you could have fired into the church, right?
It's very considerate of me, yes.
If there's a risk that you could have fired into the playground, right?
Yes,
And you would agree with me, that's very inconsiderate to have Sunday school children picking up shell casings, right?
yes,
And then there's a risk that even if you would have fired into the open field like you say you intended to, that the bullet could have ricocheted off that metal fence and hit anyone, right?
no, the fence is above the ground. I was shooting into the ground, making sure that it was going to hit the ground.
And like we've previously discussed, right? Bullets can ricochet off the ground, right?
Yes,
Okay, so when you fire that pistol,
yes.
you have no idea where the shell's gonna go.
No, I don't control that.
Okay. Now. Then it's your testimony that you gained your bearings again when you hit the drop off from Viewcrest to Higgins, right?
I realized where I was.
Okay, and so you come to this realization, right? You're able to drive to your father's house without incident, right?
Yes,
And so earlier you said that you didn't want to go to your apartment with Tatiana because you had concerns about their safety, right?
yes,
But you didn't share those same concerns about your father or his residence, did you?
no, I did share those same concerns.
Okay, but you still went and left the vehicle there with evidence, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you didn't let him know that you dropped off, did you?
no, I didn't. It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, and you leave it there. And you're able to park it straight in the driveway, right?
My boat parked in the driveway, yes,
Okay, well, you saw the video, it was parked correctly, right?
yes,
Okay, you didn't crash into the house or anything.
No, I didn't crash into the garage.
Okay. And then Harold picks you up.
Yes,
Okay, and so you choose not to call the police, right?
yes.
And then Harold tells you that you should call the police and you refuse, right?
He never told me that.
Okay, so you're saying that he's a liar.
Yes.
Okay. And he's also, so I guess which parts are truth and which parts are lies from Harold?
Judge, that question is just too general to answer. If she has a specific question, I'd ask her to ask that, but just
Okay. The objection will be overruled.
You can go ahead and answer.
The part where he said that he told me to call the police. He never told me to call the police. And also the part where he said we didn't go to the bar in his interview. We did go to the bar in the interview. And also the part where he said that we didn't go to his hotel room in the interview. We also went to his hotel room in the interview.
Okay, and you watched his interview with your attorney?
Yes.
Okay. And so I guess now you're saying everything that he testified to on the stand is true, but
I'm starting to wonder that myself. I just don't know. What else are you going to do at 5 a.m. on Sunday?
for the fact that he told you to call the cops.
I can't attest to whether his testimony was true or not.
Well, didn't you just say he was a liar?
Yes, I did say that.
Okay, so then you can attest because you just did.
And Judge, I'm
didn't
gonna
you?
object to argumentative.
Right, that'll be sustained.
Now, did you have an opportunity to talk to Harold before, you all ended up at the headquarters?
No,
Okay, and so Harold is actually texting you between the time that he dropped you off and the time that you're arrested on the 22nd, correct?
yes,
And he's asking you to provide details about what happened, and you refused to do that over text, right?
no, I specifically told him I did not shoot at the fucking cops.
Okay, but when he's asking you what happened,
I
you're
told him I
telling
didn't
him,
shoot at the cops.
but then you tell him that he needs to go to your home, correct? That you don't want to talk to him over.
I told him to come over and talk. Yes, I did.
Okay, and then you also told him to bring weed with him, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, and because you smoked weed in your apartment at that time.
not inside my apartment, no, but yes, I did smoke weed at that time.
Okay, so would it surprise you that Officer Christensen said that when you went in the apartment and smelled heavily like marijuana?
No, that would not surprise me.
Okay, because you would smoke inside.
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
Why would it smell like marijuana inside the apartment if you don't smoke inside the apartment?
Because it's just a smelly substance. I myself would smoke and then my clothes would be inside, the smell would be on my clothes.
Would you keep marijuana in the apartment?
No, not in the apartment.
Okay, so you're saying that just your clothes is what would steam up the whole apartment, smelling of marijuana.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Then, I guess before Harold gets there, you asked Tatiana to lie about your whereabouts that night, right?
I asked her to say that I was there at the apartment, yes, and she told me she wasn't gonna do, and I dropped it. I said it in a state of hysteria when I woke up and she first told me about the news articles. I was crying, I was just very hysterical.
Okay, and so you asked her to make an untruthful statement to police about your whereabouts, right?
Yes, I did.
Because you in fact were not with her that night, right?
No, I was not with her.
But that's what you asked her to tell police.
Yes, I did.
And so Harold gets to the apartment and you're not able to see him before you all get your statements, correct?
Correct.
Because you're taken into custody and then he's taken downtown as a witness, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And then you get downtown with Detective Tudor and you just tell him something wholly different than what you testified to yesterday. You would agree with me, right?
Yes, I would agree.
So let's talk about that. So starting off, you tell Detective Tudor that you dropped the motor vehicle off at your father's house first and then went to the tavern, right?
Yes, I did say that.
But now you're asking the jury to believe that you went to the tavern and then dropped the vehicle off.
I'm not asking them to believe based on the fact that I believe they can conclude their own opinion.
Okay, but that's not what you told Detective Tudor, right?
No.
So that was a lie, right?
Yes, that was a lie.
Then Detective Tudor asked you about being shot at and you denied to Detective Tudor that you were ever shot at, right?
Yes,
And you say you don't know what happened to the motor vehicle, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you told Detective Tudor when you dropped it off, it was good, right?
yes,
And Detective Tudor specifically asked you about your level of intoxication. And you said you were pretty fucked up, but not sloshed. Do you recall that?
yes, I do.
Okay, but now you're saying that you were heavily intoxicated to the level of slosh?
Yes,
Okay, so that was a lie.
yes, it was.
All right. You told Detective Tudor you have no idea why the motor vehicle would be parked at your parents' house with damage. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, you told Detective Tudor that you did not tell Harold that you were shot at, right?
Yes,
But yesterday you testified that you did tell Harold that you were shot at, right?
yes,
And so when Harold was telling Detective Tudor or Detective Martinez that you said you were shot at on a corner road, that would have been a true statement at the time, right?
no, I didn't give any location. All I told them was that I was shot at.
Okay. You told Detective Tudor that you had never shot your firearm. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You have told Detective Tudor you had no clue why there would be shell casings in the Nissan Rogue.
Yes, that is correct.
And then you go the extra mile to make Detective Tudor believe that you're being honest with him, right? Because you tell him.
You know, he says multiple times that there's something missing there. He knew I wasn't being honest with him.
Okay, but you're trying to sell your story to him. You would agree with me, right?
Yes,
Right, and you tell him, let me tell you something about honesty. You can't get caught for it. You told him that, right?
yes,
And you have been caught for your dishonesty. Would you agree with me?
yes, all dishonesty gets caught.
Okay. And you told Detective Tudor, that you reiterate again, you've never fired that 9mm Janet, right?
Yes,
Okay. You tell him that the ballistics are going to prove what you've been telling him during the interview, which was that the gun was not used in any shooting, right?
I was trying really hard to talk my way out of the situation, yes.
Okay, you told Detective Tudor that you wouldn't even be in this situation if it wasn't for your father asking for your motor vehicle back.
I can't recall saying that, but that does sound something like I would say back then.
Okay. You told Detective Tudor that you did not tell anyone that you got shot, right?
Yes,
Okay, and then you changed your story about halfway into the interview to you heard a shooting in the area, right?
yes,
Okay, and then you didn't get hit though, right?
yes,
Okay, and you heard only one shot, that's what you told him, right?
yes,
And you reiterate again, you don't know why there would be spent shell casings in the motor vehicle. Right?
yes,
Okay, and then he asked you if stuff got sideways and you swear to him nothing got sideways last night, right?
yes,
Okay, and then you again deny shooting the gun the night before. Right?
yes,
Okay, and then you tell him that you aren't aware of anyone shooting at you, right?
yes,
Okay, and then you continue to tell him you don't know why the car would be on video in the church parking lot, right?
yes,
Okay, and then Detective Tudor built your defense end for you because he specifically asked you during the interview, is it possible that you didn't know that they were cops? And do you recall what you said?
no,
Okay, you said, I don't know.
And Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's a statement, not a question.
No, I want to hear what he said. What did he say to that? Come on.
All right, if you'll ask the question, please.
And I'm gonna object to hearsay.
Oh, that will be overruled.
I asked. Oh, he said, yeah.
All right, if you'll just re-ask that question, please.
So you don't recall what you told him?
I don't recall him saying that to me.
Okay, so when he told you, maybe you didn't know they were police, you don't recall telling him, I don't know.
I remember him asking me, saying that maybe these police officers messed up somewhere and me still not saying anything. I remember that.
Okay, and so you understand that had things occurred how you were purporting them to you, that you were just unsolicitedly fired upon, these police officers could have gotten in serious trouble.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, but you didn't care, right? Because you just wanted to get to work that day, right?
I wanted to provide for my family, yes, but I did not care at the time.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
very
you wanted-
inconsiderate, yes, ma'am.
You wanted to provide for your family at the expense of everybody else.
Yes. He
No.
has.
How not?
I was just struggling as a young father and needed help.
Okay, and so you didn't care about what would happen to anybody else in that time, just you and your family, right?
No, it's not that I didn't care about anyone. I was just very impulsive, very quick. Didn't really have a lot of thinking in between my thoughts and my actions.
Okay. And so a detective tutor asked you, maybe you didn't know they were cops.
I think I'm gonna disagree. If Kato talked like this, his hair would save him. Because it's so good. His hair is so good.
When did you decide to go along with this as a defense?
Judge, I'm gonna object. It goes into possibly attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
All right, the parties can approach.
Okay. All right. We did good. This is a great breaking point. Okay. This poor guy. She's chewing him up. That was a lie, right? Yes. That was a lie, right? Yes. That was a lie, right? Oh, but the police officer knew I was lying. That's his defense. Oh well. He knows. He knows this is going not great for him. Look at that. Oh boy. All right, guys. I will see you again really, really soon. I hope you have a great Sunday. Just relax today. Be nice to people today. And I will talk to you again really soon, okay? Bye, guys.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Street of tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no